Joining me right now, Senate Finance Committee member, Senator Bill Cassidy. Senator, welcome. Good to have you here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So, is it going to happen? I mean, that's a big question. How do you get across the finish line right now?
I think it will happen. Those who have been questionable in terms of voting yes are having their concerns addressed. I think we've become more and more comfortable that there will be strong economic growth. And as your GDP rises, tax receipts increase, and debt and deficit fades is a concern. So I think we all feel like this is good policy.
You know, there's a lot of people that like it. I like it for the most part, especially on the corporate side. I have some concerns on the individual. We can get to that in a minute. But I guess it's just sort of a matter of, at this point, is there the political will to get it done? Because you get 7 people still on the fence right now. What is being done to bring them over?
I think those 7 people are getting their concerns addressed. And I'm not the one talking with them, but the sense I get is they're becoming much more comfortable with the policy. The policy's changing a little bit to meet their concern. On the other hand, this will stimulate growth. The Joint Council for Taxation says there's only going to be 1.9% growth in GDP over 10 years. If we get to 2.6%, GDP grows so much that the tax receipts pay for all this. Now, for perspective, since 1946 to the beginning of the Obama years, the economy on average grew over 3%. All we have to do is return to the growth before Obama, and we're in great shape.
What about the Obamacare mandate being repealed? You're a doctor by background, I believe, Senator. What do you think about that, and what are the chances that that will happen?
I think the Obamacare mandate will be repealed. It doesn't work. The Obamacare architect, Jonathan Gruber, says it does not increase enrollment. I could find no statistical evidence for it. But the people who pay it tend to be lower income. 80% of the people who pay the penalty have an income, adjusted gross income, of less than $50,000. 25% or 30% have less than $25,000. It is lower income Americans paying a penalty that doesn't increase enrollment because some bureaucrat in Washington tells them to. That's why people voted for Trump. It's time to get rid of it.
Is Senator Collins going to be on board with that?
You know, the president committed yesterday, and it's been reported, that the president would support Alexander Murray. And that is a way to truly keep premiums down, increase the numbers who have insurance, as opposed to the individual mandate, which doesn't work. And so I think Senator, I can't speak for her, but I think she'll be comfortable with that.
All right. The president's in Missouri today. Senator McCaskill is not expected necessarily to be in favor of this. Is there any chance he may be able to twist her arm, or any other Democrats for that matter?
I sure hope so. We double the standard deduction. So for most Americans, like 78% now, they don't itemize. They take the standard deduction. So as we double that, we actually increase the number who will have their tax cut and their filing simplified. Now, that's good policy, and good policy is good politics, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. I hope Senator McCaskill will.
What about the salt issue? Are you going to be? Is that going to stick?
What's that?
Salt. State and local tax deduction, because that's been a big concern from some states that have relatively high taxes. One of the suggestions Steve Forbes had, which I think is a very good one, Senator, is to say, okay, we're going to phase it in. So it gives some of these states, like California, like New York, like New Jersey, and others, the opportunity to vote lawmakers out that aren't budget conscious.
I'm not sure what you mean by budget conscious, but what I can say is that the House had a different provision on salt. It may be that the House's provision is incorporated. But we have to ask, why does someone in a low-tax state like Louisiana have to effectively subsidize those in New York and California, 2 states which are far richer? Why does someone in Arkansas have to subsidize somebody in California and New York? Doesn't make sense. If those states want to increase their taxes, that's up to them. But why are folks in other states being forced to subsidize?
And that is exactly what Steve Forbes was suggesting. In other words, these states have an opportunity, give these states an opportunity to fix themselves by getting certain lawmakers out of office that don't have an appreciation for running a tight ship, rather than doing it cold turkey.
I think keeping feet to fire makes that more likely to happen than a phase-in, which people always will promise will never happen. So I'm more in favor of doing it quickly.
Senator Bill Cassidy, thank you very much. Good to see you.
Thank you.